So a quick confirmation then of how things finally finished in Group H. Colombia needed to win to have any chance of topping the group, and that's exactly what they did. Japan needed at least a point to guarantee qualification, but their 1-0 defeat saw them finish level on every parameter that you see on the table with Senegal. Points, goal difference, goals scored, head-to-head record, and then, so for the first time ever at a World Cup, the disciplinary record had to be used as a tie-break. Senegal ended with 6 yellow cards across the 3 games, each accounting for a negative point, while Japan had 4, meaning that the Samurai Blue just about edged their way as the second place team. You know, Matt, at the beginning, I said at the 3:30 p.m. show that, you know, we may need calculators. We may need calculators one final time. In the end, we didn't even need calculators. It went down to something else.
I think it's a very interesting topic with the fair play and the disciplinary. But again, you know, the games have to be decided somehow. And
you would take it instead of a toss of a coin.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it reflects a little bit more on your team, you know, the approach that you have as a coach also, the way you manage your players, the way that you carry yourselves, that's your brand, and the way that you are. And of course, yellow cards will come in the game anyway, but for some teams in the future, those teams that are a little bit silly and careless, you know, this wipes it out now.
Yes, they know this template is going to stay, and they know that teams can get hurt. My heart goes out for Senegal though, Eugenesson. I mean, this is not the way you want to go out of a World Cup. Perhaps lose a match, then go out, it's still okay. But to go out just because you've racked up a few more yellow cards is perhaps cruel.
When you get 8 chances and you don't convert them, and Colombia gets 4 and converts 1, it's very cruel, you know. At this level, you have to make use of the attempts that you make. Your conversion rate has to be good. If you're complacent in your conversion, then this is what happens.
They had the chances, he's right. But for the sake of this tournament, you did somehow want Colombia to go through, because, you know, they bring passion, they bring flair, verve, and just the way they play their football, you really wanted them to go through.
Yeah, they've got a lovely yellow kit and all.
Yeah, so, and they love dancing. They love dancing. You're not dancing for us, but they love dancing.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody, they've got top players. You know, I keep saying this many shows, top players, because that's the stage that we're on. But it's nice to see, you know, just take that second performance from Colombia. They were excellent. Based on that, again, deserve or not deserve, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You would like to see this type of performance in the latter stage to throw a few surprises out, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
You know, when you talk of did they deserve or not, Argentina are through. We don't know if they deserve to be there or not, but just your thoughts on that penalty. It was a vital moment in the game. Vital moment, referee sees it and says no, play on.
This is where I feel the VAR is good, you know.
Yeah.
After a second thought, replay, proper analysis of the incident, it is not a penalty, I feel.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the VAR, Colombia would have been out.
Okay, talking about the other game now, Japan versus Poland. Poland getting a face-saving win. But let's talk about Japan, because they are flying the flag for Asia. 3 of us got to be very happy. You work in Asia, so you joining us.
Yeah, you know, the Japanese, as we've said also, the way that they play, they're very, very respectful in their approach. Maybe 1 or 2 would argue with their approach towards the last 10 or 15 minutes of today's game. But, you know, again, good players. Eugene mentioned earlier on this afternoon, 15 of the squad are playing in Europe. Yeah. Credit to them.
They also conceded the most number of fouls per team. I mean, even the fouls on them were pretty low.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, they are terrifically balanced players. Always, you know, many of them are ambidextrous, can play both-footed because of the system that they've come through, and Japan's Das Reboot, so to speak, to use the German term for it. So it's nice to see them that from the perspective of the federation and the way that they do things properly, that it's showing in the senior team on the world stage.
Just getting back to Colombia, one thing I loved about Colombia was the team spirit. They've never got bogged down in that sense, Eugenesson. First game, red card right at the beginning, but they've managed to take the fight to Japan. Even in this game, lost James Rodriguez, but still, they never backed off. You know, they kept going, knowing that perhaps their quality will ensure they get that one goal which gets them the win.
They always look like a team that had the team spirit, you know. Even the previous World Cup, you'd see when they celebrate, they're so joyous, so happy whenever they're on the pitch. Even after James gone out, they look like a team like say, okay, we'll do it. You know, we're going to do it for him, kind of thing. The spirit that they have, the moment he scored a goal, and you could see them dancing the way out of joy, you know.
Yeah, and talking about James, is that going to be a bit difficult if he can't play the next game? We still don't know what's wrong with him. But he came off, did a bit of a Cristiano Ronaldo, stood on the touchline trying to help his players, trying to help his coach as well.
Personally, for me, I quite like to see that happen, as long as it's not too exaggerated. I mean, Ronaldo's situation was in a final.
Yeah.
So
and he is Ronaldo.
And he is who he is. Initially, seeing James walk off, I thought he was going to throw a hissy fit at the coach. It looked like there was some tough communication between them. Not so responsive when the coach tapped him on the shoulder, so I thought, oh, that doesn't look too good. But obviously coming back out and helping his team, you know, he's brushed it off. He's disappointed to have that niggle again, and he's not 100% sure. But also a decision by Peckerman. If he's not doing what he's needed to do, how many other coaches would have made that? You know, maybe he couldn't continue, but he took him off. 30 minutes is not easy. You know, you have to be strong-minded as a coach also to do that. Because I'm sure James would have wanted to keep playing at least at half-time.
Yeah, but listen, if it's the World Cup, so much is at stake, you can't take chances, knowing that there is a crucial match coming up next. So Colombia go through, Japan go through. Will England and Belgium, who we're going to talk about now, will they be feeling, okay, this could get tough, or you think that they'll take it?
I think they'll take whatever comes. I think the both teams are going to go for a win. You want a mentality to be, you know, you want a winning mentality. I don't think they'll settle for a draw and look which team gets. I think they want to win and get a momentum right so that it doesn't haunt them in the later stage of the tournament.
Okay, no second chances at a World Cup anymore. We have the round of 16, and those two results confirm all the final teams for the first knockout round.